If you wanted to buy your first boat this spring, I bet people have probably told you something that sounds like this. You know, boat stands for break out another 1,000. Or perhaps somebody's probably told you something about boats being way overpriced. They're $100,000. You got to have a 20-year loan. You need 4 grabs, 5 grabs maybe, a bunch of accessories, 6 shallow water anchors, a big fancy truck with big tires. My favorite one I hear people say is this one. You definitely need some of daddy's money. Where did daddy get the money from is my question.
If you're serious about getting your first boat this spring, you found the right video.
There's one important part about this that nobody seems to ever mention or talk about or share when it comes to boat ownership. Most of us, including myself, started out with a boat that looks a little bit like.
A few things you'll notice is there's no trailer. That is my boat that you see back there. Those are fish. That is me. You notice my boat is in the back of a truck.
Here's what I truly believe, like everybody can get their dream boat. Now, when I say dream boat, what does that mean to you? What would that look like? In your mind, what would a dream boat be? It doesn't necessarily mean a boat that's brand new off the showroom floor. In fact, if you ask me, I don't think there's ever been a time where you've had more resources, more content, more tools, more inspiration for owning your dream boat than there is now.
If we're being honest, it's never been this easy in history to own your first boat. I'd say $1,000 to $1,500 will get you floating. That'll get you out there in the water. If you're serious about fishing and you got $1,000 to $1,500, it's possible. Hey, I bet people are having a lot of insults in the comment section already, and you made it the 5-minute mark in this video. For whatever reason, when you talk about boats actually being affordable, it doesn't fit the narrative that everybody wants to spread, so they get really upset and start making a personal attack on me. But if you're, listen, if you're serious about buying a boat this spring, you want to go out there and have a little bit more fun fishing, I think everybody deserves to have a boat that they enjoy fishing out of. On the Straight Up Fishing app right now, I'm doing a workshop series talking about the different options that you have, the price range that you can expect to spend if you're looking for a boat. We even discussed some build kits. That's all what you're going to hear in this video, but I'm doing a total series on this. This one is just on tiny boats. John boats like what you see right here, there's build kits, there's a lot of different options out there. We even talk about inflatables, but I'm also doing 2 more videos in this series where we're going to talk about bass boats, because maybe you've already passed that stage where you're not looking for a 10, 12, 14 foot, maybe 16 foot aluminum boat, but you want a bass boat. We're doing a series on a bass boat, how you can make a used boat, the boat of your dreams. You don't have to spend $100,000 to be able to go out there and go fishing. I mean, if you're looking for status, go spend $100,000. If you're looking to go fishing to have fun, listen to the video that I'm about to show you right now.
What would you say the price range could be? I know this is super subjective, but what could somebody expect to spend in a tiny boat if they're thinking about doing this? What do you think they could spend? The range? I know there's a wide range, but
I give you a lay of the land. So, if you already have a boat, okay, if you already have a boat, and say you want to do our most popular kit is our Weekend Warrior 1436 kit, which is a 14-foot John boat kit, 1448, 1436. And, you want just a basic deck, 1 hatch, and, a floor, deck, 1 hatch, keep it simple, stupid, setup. You're looking at probably, $1,000, $1,500, for all aluminum. Now you can do wood and save $700 in aluminum off that, right? So you're looking at that $1,000 to $1,500 range. All the way up to, like, if you wanted to make, a 14 or 16 foot boat look like a 21-foot Ranger, you can be upwards of 5 to 7 to 10 grand, into that boat, minus all the accessories and all the electronics, right? Like, electronics obviously get crazy, but like if you just wanted to make your 14-foot John boat a mini bass boat with limited storage, and then you're looking at probably $1,500, and then whatever electronics or motor or anything on there. And then if you don't have a boat, then you can find a John boat and a trailer, for under $2,000. You can find one in pretty dang good shape. Or if you want to do a little work, you can find them for $500,
Yeah.
$300, but you're probably going to need to do a little welding. It's probably got some cracks or some holes in
Yep.
it, or a trailer that needs rebuilt, right? But we're talking low. $5,000 and under can get you the boat of your dreams, right? Depending on how much you want it, right? So,
Hey, y'all hear that?
or you can buy an inflatable boat. I mean,
Yeah.
the light skiff air or the Newport NS 130 skiff, like, dude, those boats all for under 3 grand, you can have a fully capable inflatable boat that all it needs is a motor and a trolling motor, and you're ready to fish, right, with 1 to 2 guys. So, that's yeah,
Hey, I'm clapping my hands because listen, because everybody, oh yeah, you gotta have all this money, 5 grand, people. Listen, do you want to just be? You need status, or do you want to go fishing? It's up to you. It's
totally.
literally, do you want status, or do you want to go fishing? It's out here for you to have. You can get a boat. I'm here to tell you, you can get a freaking boat. There's you live in the land of opportunity. There's plenty of boats, plenty of
Yes.
different price ranges. Like you mentioned, you can go to Facebook Marketplace tonight and find something under $1,000 that you can get out on the water on that. You might sink and need 3 village pumps. As we say in the country, you might need a couple village pumps. You might need a couple village pumps, but you'll be able to get out of there and go fishing. What you just said about the barrier of entry, I just remember I made a YouTube video today about my John boat bill, and I showed my first boat. I had a 12-foot low. I think it was like a 1236. It was a little bit wider than the traditional John boat.
Mhm.
Dude, I used to carry it around in my truck, like how people slide in kayaks out of the back of the truck.
Yeah,
I used to
yeah,
carry that 12-foot boat in my pickup truck. I had one rope that went from the front to the back. I had an engine
yeah,
7.5. I had to assemble this whole thing at the ramp. And
yeah.
so I think I get hot when I hear people talking about, if you want a boat, you got to have $100,000, you got to have $90,000, you got to have $25,000, and I
Totally.
go Facebook Marketplace, I see all of these affordable boats. There's inflatable boats there. There's kayaks. You can get a boat at Academy. Dude, when we were younger, I don't remember you being able to go to Walmart and pick up a boat of any
No,
kind. Maybe a
yeah, no,
Prowler.
totally.
And
Yeah, maybe
so
maybe the Prowler or a really cheap inflatable.
So to me, there's a counter argument to the fact that people say, well, boats are just so high. In my mind, from what I see, the the barrier to entry is the lowest it's just about ever been. The barrier to entry
Totally.
it's never been that low. That John boat that I bought, that 12-foot boat, I want to say, I know I saved half of the money. My parents gave me the other half just for the boat. I had to buy the engine, and then later on I got the trailer. I want to say it was less than $1,000. It was somewhere around that $600 to $800 range. And then by the time they pencil whipped me in the dealership, because it was a brand new one, I think I had like 11 or 1,200 bucks in it, just the boat. And I
Yeah,
mean, I can think of a lot of boats you can get for $1,000 now.
totally. I
Is
mean,
is it a Falcon? No, it ain't a Falcon. But you can for if you got $1,000, you can get
you can make
you
it
can
happen.
get
You can make it happen.
you can make it happen. And then the cool thing about it is, and we're going to get to this in a minute. The stuff that's on Tiny Boat Nation, there was stuff on there. Of course, I knew about Tiny Boat Nation, but then when I really got into the site and started looking around, I was like, dang, dude, they got recessed foot pedals. You can buy a transom. You can buy a jumbo kit. We'll get to that in a minute. I don't want to jump too far ahead. I will say this. When it comes to specifically aluminum boats or John boats, in my opinion, if you're not a crafty guy, if that tinkering spirit is not who you are, it might not be the best idea, in my opinion.
No, no, I mean, that's where either like getting into an economy like a newer used like old tracker, right? Like an old
Yeah,
tracker Pro 160, or or even like some of these inflatable boats, like some of these inflatable
yeah.
boats, they are ready to go. Like we sell one called the Light Skiff Air, and it's like a little mini bass boat, and
Take
like it's
off.
got a front deck on it. It's got rail blazer ports all over the place for like your rod holders and fish find. Like it's got almost everything on there besides electronics and a motor, right? To like you were just ready to fish, right? And you don't
Right,
have to worry,
right.
worry about anything. Yeah, you're not gonna be able to modify the stuff as much, but in terms of just getting
That's
on the
not
water and
everybody.
fishing, or
Yeah.
like a pond prowler, right? Like a little pond prowler. They have little cup holders. They already come pre-wired for a trolling motor, right?
Yeah.
You know, there's some of those that are, or there's another one out there called Twin Troller, which is cool. It's a little more on the spendy side, but like, dude, you know, there's some of these boats that are already pre-rigged, and yes, that is definitely down the route. Or if you want to go with a bigger boat, fine. There is tons of, you know, Tracker came out with that Heritage Classic boat, right? Like a little
Yeah. Yeah.
16-foot John. Essentially, it's a 16-foot John boat with a little wooden bass boat deck.
Yeah.
Perfect for the guy that just keep it simple, stupid, not you know, DIY savvy, and just like I just want a seat and a trolling motor and a motor that can get me on plane and go fishing, right? And that's
Yep. Yep.
perfect boat. And you can find those dime a dozen on the internet for 7 to 10 grand. So
Yeah.
used.
Yeah.
So
And even in my area, they're cheaper because there's so many of them. Because sometimes you can find boats like that.
they made a lot of them, and when they sold them
Yeah.
for 11 grand new,
Yeah.
and then Bass Pro would upsell you for like the 20% APR finance
Yeah.
charge. Like you could
Yeah.
pay $99 a month, but you're gonna pay it for
Yeah.
30 years to pay
Yeah.
off your $10,000 boat.
Yeah. I mean, on 11,000 boat, that engine, I want to say is 8 grand.
Yeah, no, you're not wrong. Like Mercury must have cut.
Close.
Yeah, Mercury must have cut White River Marine a heck of a deal
Had to.
on 60 on 50 or 40 and 50 horse engines. But yeah, I just it's funny. I'm on all those Facebook groups, right? Of all like the boat owners groups and things, and it was crazy to see that. Yeah, that $99 special was like I don't know 18% interest for like
Yeah.
15 years on a boat loan. And I'm like,
Oh yeah.
dang, they're making more on interest
Not
than they
good.
are on the
On
boat
the boat.
itself, right? Yeah,
Yeah, you
they
paid
plan on
30
making money
grand.
on the interest. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So,
You
but
know,
yeah, if you buy a used boat, you don't have to worry about that. Buy a
you
five
don't have to
thousand
worry about
dollar
it.
used one.
You don't get pencil whipped in the dealership room if you get a used one, that's for sure. I saw this on the website. I feel like you told me about this, but I didn't really understand what you were telling me. Tell me about these kits that Tiny Boat Nation makes, because you said it, but I don't think the people listening really know. What did you say? A 1436 kit. Tell me what that's about, because this is pretty cool.
Yeah, yeah. So, you know, the biggest thing for our guys, right, and for our community is trying to keep it as simple as possible that a guy can take a boat that he has in his garage and spend one weekend and get it on the water, right? And so that's how we kind of came up with our weekend warrior boat build kits. And, you know, it's per size of boat that you have. And, you know, the weekend warrior concept was that if you spent 3 full days 30 you know you essentially spent 36 hours worth of work time that you could have your john boat ready to go up to like tiny boat level specs, right? And so it comes with all the angle aluminum, the sheeting material, the dry hatch lid, like the nice dry hatch lids, you know, the rivets, and then it comes with also the video content to be able to help you watch that in your garage and do it. So you know, that
Okay.
was really our attempt to like be able to have somebody be able to get on the water in 1 3 day weekend and build a boat, right? And get something up to that bass boat, John boat to bass boat conversion level. And so we have kits for all different types of sizes of boats, things like that. But really the basics, like our most popular one is for that like 1436, 1448, and you know, very simple layout. But like, hey man, I have to do minimal cutting, minimal editing. Just give it to me. I'll do my basic cuts and measurements and rivet it together. And I got myself an all aluminum, you know, or you can go with wood too, to, you know, go a little bit on the cheaper end. Like you can get it done in 3 days and you have a
Yeah.
bass boat to go on the water.
That's cool, dude. So I feel like you told me that, and I didn't realize it until I looked on the website tonight. I was like, dude, what are these kits? And so what they have, the Tiny Boat Nation, they have a kit where you basically, correct me if I'm wrong, they send you all the supplies that you need to add a deck and some storage onto your John boat. Am I thinking
Totally.
right?
Yep,
That's it.
everything you need, and you know we can't pre-cut everything to the exact specs because everybody's boat's a little bit slightly different. Even the same models from the same factory in the same year have a little bit different variances. But like essentially, all you need is you pull it out of the package, make sure you have something good to cut aluminum with, and a rivet gun from Harbor Freight, and you can put yourself together a really nice little boat in a weekend.
All
So.
right, that's really cool. And they're per size. Like he said, he has one for 14 foot, one for 16 foot. Is it just those two models?
Yeah,
anything
no, we
small?
have everything. Yeah, we have everything from like a 10 to 12-foot John boat, 14 to 16 foot. We got crazy kits that are like for guys that are doing 16 to 18 foot boats and want to make them look like, $50,000 plus Rangers, $100,000
I've seen that.
Falcons, Yeah, so we got all that. Essentially, whatever your appetite is, like we are there to help. Get you on the water. It doesn't matter if you want the budget build or you want the pimp my ride status style setup. We got you fixed up.
Cool, cool. That was really interesting to me because that is the hardest part I would say when it comes to building a boat is finding all the right parts and the right materials for a boat that probably most likely is going to set outside. Uh, like you can go to Lowe's, you can go to Home Depot, and you can get some of the right stuff. But it's extremely hard to find, like especially if you live in a small town like I do. Like I'm not going to be able to get any sheet aluminum anywhere, or it's going to be, it'll be
Yeah,
somewhere where they don't want to sell it to me. They sell it
yeah,
to
no, yeah. There's
construction
aluminum
workers.
houses. Yeah, and they want you to set up an account or you to buy a certain amount, like
All these
or you're gonna pay
things.
crazy, or you're gonna pay crazy prices because you're not buying in bulk, right? So, and that's like we deliver it to your door, and you don't have to you don't have to do any of the legwork, right? Like we try to make it
Yeah,
as easy as possible for a guy who's got some DIY skills to be able to whip out the package, get in their garage, and in 3 days have a boat that you're proud of. So.
perfect.
If you found this clip from Straight Up Fishing School helpful for you at all, I'd love to have you in the group of anglers that we have within our school. This is a great place for you guys to learn the best gear, the best places, the best techniques to help you catch more fish. Fishing actually isn't as hard as you may think it is. You just got to understand a few fundamental principles to help you catch more fish. Check the link in the description box of this video or the comment section. Click on it, join the group. Fishing is going to be a lot more fun when you understand the very simple truths that help you catch more fish.